Every once in a while, I have someone complain about censorship on Ready to Harvest, and I thought it would be good to have some clarity, because YouTube does give channels the ability to delete comments and ban people, and I do both of those sometimes. So let's talk about who I ban. Number one, I ban scammers. With all of the AI tools that exist today, I really can't believe YouTube has not found a way to block these scammers because they almost all look the same. Someone has a comment about making a lot of money, and then it gets flooded with a ton of fake thumbs up and comments from fake profiles that say that some financial guru is on WhatsApp or Telegram, and there's a whole fake conversation in the comments. What I do when I find these is I start from the bottom of the chain and ban every single fake account all the way up to the top. This by far makes up the majority of bans on my channel. However, the amount of these comments is intolerable and it's quite time consuming to ban them all, so I've also resorted to using another tool that YouTube provides, which is filtered words. These scammers often use the same words and sometimes words that are somewhat uncommon, so I've blocked the words. And I'll tell you a few here because if you just use these words in your own comment, that comment will be blocked from other people seeing it. I won't tell them all because the scammers will watch this and I have to stay a step ahead. If you make a comment that says WhatsApp, it's going to be blocked. Also, hallelujah with an exclamation, a ton of the scammers start with that, and so it's blocked. Secondly, and this is really a subset of the first, I block impersonators. I used to have a ton of these, but I think my filters have really cut it down. There were times I was blocking multiple fake Ready to Harvest accounts each day. What these guys like to do is not leave comments on the video because they'll be caught too soon. Instead, they reply to comments so they can hide from the channel creator better. And they again try to get people to donate or send money. I report these channels as impersonation and then I ban them. Number three is spam and self-promotion. Now, a little self-promotion isn't a big deal. Someone just mentions that they have a video on the topic on their channel, okay. But sometimes someone will come and just begin plastering effectively what are advertisements as comments all over my videos. If you copy and paste an ad for yourself on 10 videos, I'll spot that and I'll ban you. It's that simple. This isn't the place for that. It's spam. But it's not just self-promotion. There have been people who paste a 500-word plan of salvation comment as a reply to the top 20 comments on a popular video. Maybe you had good intentions, but it's spam. People are trying to communicate and that's not the appropriate place. Rule of thumb, don't copy and paste your comments. Write new ones. If you're copying and pasting, you're risking a ban because normally what you're doing is spam. Number four is provocative profanity. Now, first off, I have most profane words in the word censor. So if you drop a 4-letter word, you won't be banned. Your comments just won't show up to anyone. If you try to avoid the censor by using spaces and stuff, if I see your comment, I'll delete it. If I see a profane comment that made it live, I don't ban the user, just the comment, unless it's what I'm calling provocative profanity. Some people think saying obscene things about Jesus or other commenters is funny, but it's just intended to provoke. And I've probably only had to do this 5 or 6 times. Now, the things I've discussed here, the idea that profanity gets automatically censored on this channel may rub some of you the wrong way. But the reality is I want everyone to feel like they can come and watch the videos and read the comments, and many Christians believe they should avoid environments where there is profanity. So I don't use profanity, and I keep the comments clean of it too as much as possible. Number 5 is threats and abuse toward other commenters. This is kind of subjective. I definitely let people argue, insult each other, tell each other that they're unsaved, or in a cult, and so forth. But a few times I've seen what I would consider stalking behavior, or threatening violence, or wishing certain things on commenters, and that's just not what the comment section is here for. If I see it, it's a ban. Number 6 is one you may not have thought of, but I have banned a person for doing this, so don't get any ideas. It's deleting other people's comments. Now you may say, hold on, we can do that? Well, here's how this works. I had a commenter who would make a comment promoting her theological position. It was not a very popular position, so inevitably her comment would get several replies that countered her viewpoint. Once people began to call her out, she would delete her own reply, which deleted all of the responses, and then reposted the same original comment, now cleared of any dissent. In other words, she deleted it just to delete the replies and do her own moderation, preventing people from interacting with her comment on a fair playing field. so I banned her. Number 7 is a bit subjective, but I call it egregious lying about the channel. Now, people say mistaken things about Ready to Harvest all the time. People have said that I belong to every which denomination or that I'm an atheist, and that's fine. I spend as little time as possible talking about myself on this channel because the channel is intended to basically be an encyclopedia about Christian denominations. And how many encyclopedia authors do you know much about? So it's inevitable that there will be some mistaken ideas. However, it's also true that rumors can be harmful if not dealt with. Sometimes people will accuse me of deleting their comments because I disagree with them and try to spread that around. Well, I don't do that, and comments on my own channel simply meant to spread false ideas about the channel are not helpful. So after I reply and tell someone that they're making a false statement, if they persist and keep posting about this kind of thing all over my channel, I will in fact ban their account from commenting on this channel anymore. The good news is that this has probably happened only about a half a dozen times because it's pretty apparent if you read the comments much that people say all kinds of things here and don't get banned. So let's talk about that too. Who don't I ban? The answer is pretty much that I don't ban anyone that doesn't fit the categories above, but let me lay out a bit more. Number 1, I don't censor or ban religious or political opinions. Now, I don't also comment a lot. As I make this video, I replied to 1 comment today, 4 comments yesterday, and 2 comments the day before. But even if I haven't interacted with you, I really do still read almost all of the comments here. I spend way too much time reading comments, so I know a lot of you. I recognize your channels. There's the guy who responds to a lot of new comments on my video about Jehovah's Witnesses. There's the one JW guy who also does, and these two go back and forth some of the time. There's the guy who likes to quote church fathers or religious figures as standalone comments. There's the guy who seems extremely knowledgeable about contemporary higher criticism and often provides insight into that view of things whenever I post a Bible trivia question. There are many active atheists who comment. Now, some people have noted that there's more theological conservatives than progressives who comment here. Why is that? I'm not 100% certain, but one reason could be that in the same way people who are more theologically conservative are more likely to attend church weekly, the same kind of people may be more likely to watch videos on Christianity. Also, by the pure count of denominations, there are far more theologically conservative denominations than liberal ones because the liberal denominations are more likely to merge together, and the conservatives are more prone to split. Because of this, I have more videos on conservative denominations, and because of that, more theological conservatives find the channel. Some of it also just has to do with pure numbers. I'm quite confident that the largest block of individuals from any one denomination to view my channel is Catholics, and that's because there's just a lot of Catholics. So all that being said, you can find people of all kinds here. I'm not deleting comments or blocking people. I've actually had people get upset that I don't. Why am I allowing a Jehovah's Witness to argue for his position? Why allow Catholics to have the top comments on several videos? Why let commenters express negative opinions about the denomination in question? My answer is why not? What are you afraid of? If we let everyone promote their position, then everyone can see the viewpoints and make an informed decision about them. If you don't like it, leave your own comments and present your view. Number 2, I don't censor or ban criticism, whether constructive or not. Almost every video will have some criticism. Sometimes there are valuable corrections, and sometimes the criticism comes from the commenter thinking they know more than they do. That's okay. More often than not, other commenters will come in to explain things. Sometimes I've pinned the comment if it's insightful. I always read them, and sometimes I respond. What I don't do is ban the comments. Now, often these comments will get a lot of thumbs down, which means by default they will show up nearer to the bottom of the comments, but that's just how YouTube works. So let me address a third and final thing. Why aren't your comments showing up on this channel? There's a few reasons. Number 1, comment reporting. Now, I don't have much insight into this. You can report a comment and YouTube may or may not do something about that. If your comment disappears, this could be a reason. I don't see what comments are reported. I don't know if or when anything gets taken down, but it does happen. Number 2, spam and profanity filters. I already mentioned this a bit before. If you're using profanity or some of the words I've blocked to combat spammers, your comment may not show up. Maybe try changing some words. I don't block links, but YouTube seems to block them quite a bit of the time. Number 3, thumbs down. Some of you don't know this, but the default view for comments in YouTube on both desktop and mobile is top comments. This basically means that comments with a bunch of thumbs up and few thumbs down go to the top, while comments that are mostly thumbs down go to the bottom. But it also means YouTube hides some comments, whether as a comment to the video or as a reply. If you have only thumbs down and no thumbs up, it seems that your comment will get hidden. And there's probably some secret ratio that will hide your comment if too many people thumbs down, even if you get a thumbs up. So if you want to see all of the comments, you need to sort by newest first. And number 4 is random YouTube censorship. This may in fact be the biggest reason comments don't show up on this channel. This one is a bit of a black box. Some comments just don't show up. YouTube itself doesn't like some words or some people, or who knows. There's probably some spam and scam combat tools YouTube has that also catch some of your comments and send them straight into a black hole. There's nothing I can do about this, unfortunately. So let's look on the bright side. It's pretty easy to comment on this channel, and you'll find a lot of interesting people in the comments. I like to see the good discussions, and I hope there's plenty more. My hope is that if you see somebody complaining about censorship, you'll point them toward this video so we can address their concerns.